Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thought for Thursday. Thought for Thursday is a part of Leveling Up the podcast that's brought to you on the CTR Network platform. You can watch this podcast, you can watch Thought for Thursday on any of your favorite streaming platforms. I thank you so much for being here with me. This is the segment that we bring to you on Thursday evenings where we take 15 minutes to deal with a pain point that you may be handling, something that is definitely related to our generation, that's related to where we are in life right now. We take a look at it, we identify it, and we give you 5 tools that you can use to help to identify or correct that issue, make things better. And we do this all in a 15-minute time span. So when you leave here 15 minutes from now, you'll leave here with at least 5 tools that you can use to get to a better place. And tonight, what are we talking about? We are talking about how it is that purpose, and we've been dealing, of course, with reinvention. And particularly, we're talking about how living in purpose really does transform so many things. And this is the second week that we're dealing with purpose. And we're doing that because we're in a power shift, aren't we? We're talking about power shift and how it is that we can get through the reinvention process, what it is that we can do, what it looks like, what it involves. And we're culminating all of this by launching a program that I'll speak to you about as well as we go through the next few weeks. If you have not done so, make sure that you go on over to my website at joliesenterprises.com. Sign up for the contact area so that you will be added to the email list, and you will be able to get the exercises that I have coming out weekly that relate to this 12-week series that we're doing right now. So again, we're talking about purpose, and we're talking about how really it is the catalyst. And if you don't think about it in some way, you're not really putting yourself in a position so that whatever your reinvention is so that it can be successful. We really kind of throw that whole purpose word around kind of haphazard, like it's a buzzword, something extra, something optional, but it's really not optional, right? It's really essential, and it's the foundation for what it is that we're trying to do. It is the difference between existing and living a life in which you're thriving, living a life in which you're truly living. Many of us are here listening, or we're seeking answers because we know something has to change, right? We're kind of tired of going in cycles and cycles and cycles and feeling stuck, tired of watching life kind of pass us by. While something inside of us is really whispering, there has to be more than this. There has to be something different. I have to know what that is. I need to figure out how that looks. What is it that I need to do? So reinvention really isn't really, it's not always about totally changing your life around. It may be just about making a little tweak here and there. And it's really about becoming something different, doing something different to become something different. And that transformation only works when it's rooted in really who we were created to be, what we were created to do. So I want to talk about that just a bit today. And specifically, I'm going to talk about 5 ways that purpose really is key to this whole reinvention process, how it not only fuels, change, but it makes sure that the change that we're trying to bring about, that it actually thrives, that it leads to us thriving. So how is it that purpose is really at the root? How is it that it really is the key to reinvention? Well, first of all, it gives you direction, right? It shows you how it is that you're to go. And let's face it, if we don't know where we're going, it's imperative that we have some direction so that we can go in the right direction, and so that we can get where we're supposed to be, or else again we're going in those vicious cycles. So it's imperative that any road we take be the right road. Now, yeah, there are options to turn around and go around and do something different if you're not on the right road, but you want to make sure that you're at least in the vicinity. If you're trying to, get to California, you don't necessarily want to start heading east. You want to go west. All right. So, whatever it is, you have to make sure that you are in the right direction. And that purpose really does help in doing that. That's why so many people change their lives. I'm just thinking about going in the wrong direction. They change their lives and kind of end up right back where they started. They thought, for example, a new job or a new relationship or, something would fix things, but the same patterns and the same frustrations began to show up and the same struggles. And it's because that direction isn't there. They weren't moving towards something real. So the direction, the purpose really kind of acts as your North Star. It clarifies those choices that you're making and ensures that each step that you take is really leading to something meaningful. So what else? Purpose is key to reinvention because it really sustains you through the hard parts. We know that it's not always going to be easy to bring about change in our lives, or what? We probably would have done it by now, right? Many of us put it off because it is difficult, because of fear, because of a lack of confidence, because of the uncertainty that we may feel. There are a number of reasons, but having or being tapped in to what it is that you're really supposed to do, to what all of this really means to you, can really help in sustaining you through those really difficult patches that you're going to hit. Now that you've decided that you are definitely going to pursue that reinvention. So there are going to be moments, of course, when you're going to have doubt and fear is going to creep in, when you want to turn around and go back down that same road that has been leading you in vicious cycles for so long. But reinvention really requires you to let go of that comfortable space. It requires you to break those old habits. It requires you to step into unfamiliar territory frequently. And let's face it, we don't always want to do that. So, purpose helps us because it kind of builds that foundation for us so that we can be a little more stable in doing some of those things that we really don't want to do. When it's our foundation, it really helps to give us the resilience that we need to do what we need to do. It reminds us of why we even started in the first place. Why is it that we're doing this? What is it that we really want to get out of it? Why is it worth the effort of putting in the time and sometimes the pain that is required to get to where it is that we want to be? So if you're feeling that resistance, kind of ask yourself, what am I fighting for? What is bigger than my fear? And that's what purpose helps you to kind of deduct. All right. So, what else? Why is it that purpose again is really the key? Well, it aligns you with the right opportunities. Who does not want to have a little bit of a head start and be aligned in the right way? Right from the start. And that's what purpose helps to. Are you not going to, make mistakes and, perhaps go in a direction that you really don't need to go? Yeah, that's all going to happen. But when you operate with that whole knowing piece of it, you understand how the right doors are going to open because you have that beacon of light that's really kind of helping you in the process. So too often we chase things um, that were meant for us, jobs that don't fulfill us, or too often, I'm sorry, we chase things that were never really meant for us, is what I meant to say. The jobs, the relationships, all things that I've said already. And those opportunities get further and further away from us because we are losing focus of that one thing that we really need to focus on, right? That one thing that we're talking about tonight. But when you are clear on purpose, all right, you really do stop settling. It is something within you that has you desiring more than anything to get to the real root of what it is that you want to change, to finally get out of that rut that you've been in, whatever it is. That knowing within yourself is definitely going to help to pull you in that direction and help to get you aligned with what it is that you really want to do. So, that is another way in which purpose really is key to that whole reinvention process. What else? Well, it helps to attract you to the right people. When you know that you are not operating in a sphere of what you're really rooted in, of what really is a part of your design, of what really you are made to do, of what really is of your passions and of your desires and of the things that you know that you've been dreaming and you have a real inclination towards developing. When you are not in alignment with those things, all right, you are going to attract those people who really pull in those things that aren't going to help you to get to where you want to be. People who are speaking negatively, people who are not leading and helping in the direction in which you need to go, people who are not supportive when you hit those hard spots in reinvention. And those are not the people that you want around you. You want people who are going to do the exact opposite, right? You want them who are going to support you. You want them who are going to encourage you in purpose and not try to pull you away from it. Encourage you so that you can and handle the reinvention process and be able to come out of it successfully, doing what it is you're trying to reinvent, moving those mountains that have been in your way for so long, and actually setting a strategy and a plan with a vision and a mission in place so that you can do that thing that perhaps you have been struggling to do for so long. You can move those things out of your way that have been in your way forever. All right. So it really does help to align with what it is that you need to do. I see you, Dr. Ramsey. Yes, it is true. It is very true. You have to be able to understand that when you are pulling in a different direction, you need to have the right people in front of you to steer you back in the right way. So, what else? Purpose ensures that your reinvention leads to fulfillment, not just change. That's big. Why change if it's not what you really want to do or if it's not where you really want to be? Why go through change just for the purpose of change so that you can say you've changed something? Well, if that's something that you've changed isn't profiting you, if it's not doing what it is you want it to do in your life, well, then you probably have not truly tapped into all of the pieces that you need to tap into to ensure that you are successful and that the change that you're making in your life is meaningful. You can change your life and still be unhappy. I know that many of you can attest to that. You can get a new job, a new house, a new relationship, and still be as unhappy as you were before you went into all those things, thinking that it may make you happier. When you're rooted in purpose, it's not just about the external success of it all. It's really about that deeper, that inner fulfillment, about knowing that you're walking fully in who you were or you are created to be. So if you're reinventing your life, ask yourself, am I building a life that looks like good on the outside or one that truly feels right on the inside? That's something to ask yourself. Am I going for what looks good or what really feels good on the inside? So again, purpose, one of the key elements of reinvention. giving you so much that you need in the process. Purpose being purpose in and of itself, understanding what it is that you're here to do, but really it being a guide in that process as well. All right. So that's it. Stop and think about that and make sure that you are pursuing purpose and that you are pursuing it so that it can help you in your reinvention process to go in the right direction, to have the right people around you, to ensure that you're making fulfilling moves, things that not just look good on the outside, but feel good on the inside, things that are going to sustain you and help you and give you direction. All right. So again, 12 weeks are going to culminate with a program that I will be able to present to you that is going to help you in this process. A gangbuster program that's going to bring about results for you. So make sure that you stick in here and stay in here so that you can hear these cracker crumbs, so to speak, that are leading you in that direction so that we can bring about change. I can't believe this, but we are just a little over a week from the Ms. Corporate America competition. I have got that scrolling at the bottom of our screen here. Tickets are still available. We'd love to see you if you are in this area. If you want to come to this area, go to the website, maryland.mscorporateamerica.com, to secure your ticket, to secure your seat. We have a phenomenal group of women who are coming before you, women that we are celebrating, as well as others who will be present, celebrating the excellence that they bring to what it is that they do and what they do in the community. All right. So make sure you head over there and grab your tickets. If you want more information about the program that's coming up soon, make sure that you go ahead and text MORE to 240-789-4299. I'll make sure to put you on the list so that you can get the information that's needed, that's pertaining to what's coming in the next few weeks or so. But until then, until next week, go out and live authentically as yourself. Authenticity is one of those things that's also at the root of thriving. You have to be who it is that you truly are. Your thumbprint is only yours, and no one else has a duplicate of it. No one else can touch anything and make it look like you. And we need your touch in a world that needs difference, that needs grace, that needs change. We need you to be that catalyst. So go out and do that. And make sure that whatever you do, that you're doing what's necessary to be well. Thanks again for listening in, and we'll talk next week.